good, y'all? I'm Jerry, about to check out 10 best championship matches from Royal Rumble pay-per-views. This video is by Parts for Known. We are 2 weeks away from the 2023 Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and things are getting heavy on the storylines, man. Things are definitely picking it up. We about to see Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Universal Undisputed Championship at the Royal Rumble, and of course the Royal Rumble match, the men's and women's. One particular championship match that stood out to me is would definitely be one of my favorites. Will have to be, I think it was 2014. It was John Cena versus Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. That match was so freaking good. I think it was either 2014 or 15. It might have been 15. That match was so good, but it was like one of my favorite triple threat matches. And we about to hop into this video. We're on the road to 2K subscribers, so let's go.
The Royal Rumble is WWE's best pay-per-view event. It's the most fun, it's the one everyone looks forward to the most, it has the most intrigue involved, and it makes Sullivan feel
so many surprises, all that.
But while the Royal Rumble matches are what most people tune in,
my prediction for the men's Royal Rumble, the winner will have to be Cody Rhodes, and the women's pay-per-view, women's Royal Rumble match, I predict Bayley winning that match.
I'ma just take the time right now to give the
for some reason, Bayley got a she hasn't had a big win since she came back.
Both is great matches for the WWE Championship, but this is a list for the non-Rumble matches out there. If we needed a couple more to fluff up the list and get it to 10, maybe we would have included them, but there is no shortage of great matches from the Rumble to give flowers.
I just forgot to thought about it. Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle, 2003 Royal Rumble match, championship match, bro. That match was so good. If y'all hadn't watched that match before, I suggest y'all watch that match. 2003 Royal Rumble match between Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle for the WWE Championship.
Subscribe and enable notifications to always on so you never miss a fun list just like it, and it really helps out the channel. So just ring that bell, ring it, ding ding, ding 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 ding. Number 10, the Dudleys versus Edge and Christian, 2001. Here is the match that Adam Blampied refused to have not be on this list. The 2001 Royal Rumble is one of the best WWE pay-per-views of all time, and it does indeed have one of the best opening matches of any WWE pay-per-view.
Won that pay-per-view.
The WWE Tag Division was still
that Royal
firing
Rumble
on
match
all
for the third
cylinders
time in history.
With the epic game of musical belts being played between the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian, with the latter of those two teams going toe-to-toe at the 01 Rumble. The action is crisp, the crowd is in fuego, you get a title change which always fires the people up, and the whole match is just filled to the brim with peak Attitude Era energy that just makes me feel so...
What's up?
There may be better wrestled matches out there, but here at PFK HQ, we rank matches based on vibes, and the vibes in this match are immaculate. Well, as long as you ignore the poorly aged concussion selling from Bubba Ray Dudley, but hey, it was a different, much stupider time. Number 9, Chris Jericho versus The Rock, 2002. Chris Jericho's
that match
reign
went
as
that good to me.
WWF champion
I seen that match before. Y2J cheated.
The Rock and Steve Austin in the same night to win the title, and then, well, Jericho never really brings up what happened next. His reign was pretty stinky, with the focus in his feuds going everywhere but on him, but throughout all of this, there is one glimmer of quality wrestling in the form of his Royal Rumble 2002 title defense against The Rock. Jericho and The Rock have always had very good chemistry together, whether it be as promo partners, tag partners, or opponents, and even with copious amounts of interference and shenanigans from notable worst referee of all time, Nick Patrick, as well as a belt shot, nut shot, and the most blatant feet on the rope spot ever, this is a really good match. This again has the kind of Attitude Era wackiness that gets the early 2000s crowd all hot and bothered, and if the entirety of Jericho's reign would have carried the same energy, maybe people would have looked back on it a little more fondly. Number 8, John Cena versus Umaga, 2007. Some may or may not know, but 2007 was the year that John Cena was the man. His track record on pay-per-view that year was incredible, serving as the highlights of his year-long reign as WWE champion. The beginning of that year, however, saw him go toe-to-toe with Umaga, a man who never became world champion in WWE, but absolutely should have. The Samoan Bulldozer fell to Cena at New Year's Revolution, but
I didn't like Umaga back then.
Again in a last man standing match at the Royal Rumble, a match that surpassed their previous match in every way imaginable. Cena was not a finesse performer by any means, especially at this point in his career, but he damn sure could fight, and a rough and tough weapons-filled brawl with a monster that he had to choke unconscious with the ring ropes is my kind of fight. It's a shame that Umaga never quite reached world title contention again after this match, but this was certainly one of the best title matches of Cena's career to that point, and a great way to kick off Cena's impeccable 2007. Number 7, Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, 2017. There was some debate about whether to include Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns from the 2021 Royal Rumble on this list.
I don't remember
Their
that
last
match.
man standing match is also very fun and includes the third best use of a golf cart in wrestling history, behind Sammy Guevara's brains being scrambled and Raven almost killing WrestleMania X7. But that match doesn't have a crowd, and this one does.
I don't remember the
Also stops his
2017
count
match
to
they
help Roman
had.
escape defeat in that match, which is just absurd.
Now, I remember
At the Royal
2021
Rumble in
joint.
2017, then Universal Champion Kevin Owens puts his title on the line against Roman Reigns in a no DQ, Chris Jericho in a shark cage match.
Oh, I remember that.
There
I
are
remember
some
that
nutty
match.
spots
I
in
remember
this
that
match, like
stipulation.
Kevin Owens being pushed through the Iron Throne.
I don't remember the
Instead
match,
of
I
being
remember
made
the
of 1,000
stipulation.
swords, it was made of 1,000 chairs, a Superman punch with brass knucks, and finally a run-in from Braun Strowman to somewhat ruin the fun. That's bad. Although it kept Roman from beating Owens from the title. That's good. But it meant Roman ended up being the number 30 entrant in the Royal Rumble that night. That's bad. But this match itself, that's good. Number 6, Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose, 2016.
For half of this stuff, I do not
Quite a lot
remember.
of talk of last
Those
man's
two
standing
matches I do
on
not
this
remember
list.
at all.
Here we have another example of one, this time with Kevin Owens taking on Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose at the Royal Rumble in 2016. This match is memorable to me for a few reasons. Among them are the excellent finish with KO taking the big flip bump through a tower.
I thought Dean Ambrose had to
putting his hand
defend
directly
the
in Michael Cole's face and breaking his glasses,
championship
which
in the
I'm
Royal
choosing
Rumble.
to believe was completely intentional and adds a full star of enjoyment onto this match for me. This is just such a fun match. The 2016 Rumble is a damn fine pay-per-view, and this is the best match on the whole show. The Intercontinental Championship has gone through more than its fair share of peaks and valleys during its lifetime, but every once in a while the belt would end up on the right people, able to put on a performance of the night and result in a truly fantastic match before the belt would inevitably end up back on The Miz, and oh god, I've just kicked a Miz fan hornet's nest and I'm gonna run now by. Number 5, Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit, 2001. A lot of the time we say the top 2 or 3 entries in a list can mostly be interchangeable as they all come pretty close to being the best.
Any
But on
match
this
where
list,
Chris Benoit
any of these
faces
top 5 matches can be argued as the best
Y2J
one, and
or
you will
Eddie
hear
Guerrero
no
or
argument
anybody,
from me.
there's
That
gonna
being said,
always
here's
be
my
top
argument
matches for
number
me.
5. By 2001,
Kurt Angle,
we had seen a drastic
always gonna
shift
be
in the
number
way of the
one,
ladder match,
like
thanks to
one of the
likes
best
the
matches
Hardys,
ever.
Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. Their tag ladder matches were revolutionizing the stipulation, but we hadn't really seen the same for the singles ladder match. HBK and Razor Ramon obviously had their classics, and The Rock and Triple H was something entirely different, but neither was truly emblematic of the direction the ladder match was going by the early 2000s. Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit, on the other hand, absolutely was, and holds up much better in the modern eye than its predecessors. Crisp and sharp and exciting,
Yeah.
the two Chris's put on an incredible performance at the 2001 Royal Rumble over the Intercontinental Championship, featuring the first use of Jericho's ladder-assisted Walls of Jericho. This is a damn fine ladder match, and another key addition to one of the best pay-per-views WWE has ever produced. Number 4, John Cena versus AJ Styles, 2017. The 2017 Royal Rumble's world title matches are both excellent, but this one is a cut above the other. John Cena and AJ Styles' 2016 rivalry had seen Styles solidly ahead of
They had a
Cena in
good
single
damn
wins,
SummerSlam
resulting in
match.
Styles winning the WWE Championship in the fall. Now with the stakes raised even higher, Cena now looked to tie Ric Flair's 16 World Championship record that actually isn't the real record, but that's a fact for another time. This match is perhaps the peak of John Cena's style. Big move, kick out, lie there, big move, kick out, repeat. Yes, it is a formulaic match, but I'll be damned if that formula didn't produce some incredible matches.
Okay.
This match in particular is so impressive, with Cena and Styles never leaving the ring once during their 24-minute classic.
This is just like
They're just
Kevin Owens
taking
versus John Cena.
50,000 people in the Alamo Dome
Match
on
they
a
had.
ride, complete with intense drama and excellent character moments like Styles reaching for his title after he's lost, only to collapse back to the map when he gets handed to Cena. You could argue this is the best match of John Cena's career, and what a career he's had. Number 3, Kurt Angle versus
Right here,
Chris Benoit.
one of my
2003.
favorite championship
Boy, the
matches. I
2003
forgot all
Royal
about this
Rumble was a
match
funny show.
until I
You have
watched the
WWE's
video.
worst match of the year in Scott Steiner versus Triple
I
H.
love that
and then
match between Kurt
immediately
Angle and Chris
afterwards,
Benoit.
You have WWE's best match of the year in Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit. Angle and
Kurt
Benoit
Angle made
always had
Benoit tap out
absolutely
cleanly.
insane
Benoit got a
chemistry.
standing ovation
kind of
at the
chemistry
end.
where they could just get in the ring together and just grapple with nothing being called, nothing being planned ahead of time, and it would still end up being by far the best thing on the show. This
True.
match is the best of their epic rivalry, with a crowd hungry to see Benoit win his first WWE Championship, only to be disappointed by Angle not willing to give up his title. I say disappointed loosely, of course, as the 15,000 in attendance in Boston gave Benoit a standing ovation
Yeah.
after the match, which is always a sign that the crowd has appreciated a special performance. Among them may have been Triple H, as Kurt has said that Triple H told him this was the best match he had ever seen when he got back to the
For
curtain.
real?
Maybe he was just amazed by the gap in quality between this match and the one he had just had. Number 2, Triple H versus Cactus Jack, 2000. A Triple H match that is exceptional, however, is this one. Neither Triple H nor Mick Foley were the top guy to carry WWE in 2000, but with Steve Austin on the shelf for an extended period of time and The Rock otherwise occupied with his own path to WrestleMania, Trips and Cactus Jack were the ones to take the reins of the main event scene during the start of 2000. And I'll be damned if they didn't put on the best rivalry of the year. Triple H had yet to fully prove himself as the top heel of WWE. He had been WWE champion a few times and was well on his way, but needed a true career-solidifying rivalry to cement that position. Enter Cactus Jack, the hardcore legend and the perfect person to make Triple H have to prove his toughness in order to remain a credible top guy in the eyes of the fans. At the 2000 Royal Rumble, these two had a legendary street fight inside Madison Square Garden, complete with every form of violence you could ask for from a WWE main event of the time. A wildly intense crowd, brain-melting violence, complete with a beloved babyface and a truly detestable heel.
Okay.
This is a real lightning-in-a-bottle match that is maybe the most integral moment of Triple H's rise to the main event scene, and it is by far my favorite Triple H match of all time.
Interesting.
But in terms of matches at the Royal Rumble, it finishes just shy of #1, Brock Lesnar
Yes,
versus
sir.
John
I
Cena
knew this was going to be
versus
number
Seth
one.
Rollins, 2015. For as
That was one of the best triple threat matches. If y'all hadn't seen that match, I highly suggest you guys go watch that triple threat match from the 2015 Royal Rumble.
Go watch Adam's list of great
And I think they kicked the show off that night.
Out the other 9. Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and Seth Rollins went to war over the WWE Championship at the Rumble, and I don't know if a perfect match exists, but if it does, this is one of them. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly, with the good John Cena fighting valiantly against the bad Seth Rollins, who was trying to weasel his way into the title, with J&J Security doing his bidding, and the ugly movie monster Brock Lesnar, who was intent to destroy everyone in his path with no discrimination. This was the most perfect example of Brock Lesnar's Suplex City Destroyer of All Mankind run, and the people were 100% behind him and his sheer awesomeness. You had amazing spots like Brock Lesnar suplexing both of J&J Security at once, Seth Rollins hitting the most graceful flying elbow of all time, and Lesnar emerging from the grave to run wild and retain his title, because unstoppable killer Brock Lesnar was at one time the thing we all wanted.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, this pay-per-view had
This was the same night.
And that's our list. Make sure, of course, that you give it a like
It
if
was
you
the same
enjoyed it,
night.
subscribe, enable
The Roman
notifications
won the Royal
always on
Rumble,
so you never miss
and The
some
Rock
of the Royal
killed them.
Rumble content we got coming your way this month. There's going to be a lot of it because
Alright, y'all, great video, man. I did not know. I probably watched it. I can't remember. I cannot remember that was the same night that The Rock helped Roman win the Royal Rumble. But this was a great video, man. I knew they was gonna have the Benoit Angle match from 2003 Royal Rumble and the Seth versus Cena versus Lesnar triple threat match from the 2015 Royal Rumble. Two of my favorite championship matches. But overall, man, let me know down below in the comments of what y'all thought of my reaction to this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.